Hey there, travelers! Dreaming of wandering the cobblestone streets of Rome, marveling at the Colosseum, or tossing a coin into the Trevi Fountain? Before you pack your bags, it's essential to know what not to do in the Eternal City. From common cultural faux pas to tourist traps that could ruin your experience, we've got the insider scoop to ensure your Roman adventure is unforgettable, in the best way possible. Join us on this journey as we uncover the 7 things you should absolutely avoid in Rome. Respecting dress codes at religious sites. Rome is famous for its stunning churches and religious landmarks, from St. Peter's Basilica to the Sistine Chapel. These places are more than just historical masterpieces, they're sacred spaces where tradition and spirituality come to life. It's easy to get excited about visiting, but one thing that can ruin your day faster than a missed train is showing up in the wrong outfit. Imagine waiting in line for hours only to be turned away because your shoulders or knees aren't covered. Frustrating, right? This happens to so many visitors, but the good news is that it's completely avoidable with a little planning. Most religious sites in Rome have a dress code, and it's taken seriously. Sleeveless tops, shorts, or anything too revealing is a definite no. Some of the more conservative sites even frown upon ripped jeans. To keep things simple, pack a lightweight scarf or shawl in your bag. This little trick is a lifesaver when you're out exploring on a hot day. You can drape it over your shoulders or use it to cover your knees in a pinch. You'll be surprised how easy it is to adapt, and trust me, the effort is worth it when you step inside and see the beauty of these sacred spaces. Following the dress code isn't just about getting through the door, it's about showing respect for the traditions and beliefs that make these places so special. These churches aren't museums. They're living spaces of worship, where people come to pray and find peace. Dressing modestly is a simple way to acknowledge that. Plus, when you're dressed appropriately, you'll feel more connected to the atmosphere inside. The flicker of candles, the faint scent of incense, and the intricate artistry all combine to create a truly magical experience. Think of visiting these religious sites as more than just ticking off items on a bucket list. It's your chance to immerse yourself in the heart of Rome's culture and history. Taking a moment to dress the part adds to the overall experience, letting you enjoy it fully without distractions. By honoring the dress code, you open the door not only to the site itself but also to the rich sense of awe and reverence that makes Rome so unforgettable. Sitting or eating on historical monuments. When you're in Rome, you'll feel surrounded by history at every turn. The city is like an open-air museum, with ancient ruins and stunning monuments that have stood the test of time. It might be tempting to sit down on the Spanish Steps or take a quick break on the edge of a beautiful fountain while enjoying some gelato, but this can land you in trouble faster than you think. Monuments here aren't just stone structures, they're cherished pieces of history, protected by strict rules to preserve them for future generations. Many famous landmarks in Rome, like the Trevi Fountain and the Colosseum, have become zero-tolerance zones when it comes to sitting, eating, or treating them like picnic spots. This might sound harsh, but it's all about preserving their beauty and cultural value. Imagine how these landmarks would look after thousands of visitors eating sandwiches and spilling drinks every day. Even minor damage can quickly add up. Keeping these sites clean and intact is a shared responsibility, and it's one way you can show respect for the city's rich heritage. There are plenty of amazing places to relax in Rome without breaking the rules. Grab a spot in one of the city's beautiful piazzas or sit under the shade of a tree in a park like Villa Borghese. These spaces are perfect for soaking in the Roman vibe while you enjoy a snack or rest your feet. Not only will you avoid getting fined, but you'll also have the chance to experience the city the way locals do. You'll often see them sipping espresso at a cafe or chatting on benches in quiet corners. It's a great way to take a breather without causing any damage. Treating historical monuments with care is one of the best ways to show gratitude for the privilege of experiencing Rome's timeless beauty. When you follow these simple rules, you're helping ensure that future generations can marvel at the same landmarks you're lucky enough to visit. It's about being part of a larger story, where every traveler plays a small role in preserving the magic of Rome. Trust me, respecting these spaces makes your journey even more memorable. Hailing a taxi on the street. Picture this: you are standing on a bustling Roman street, arm outstretched, trying to flag down a taxi. It feels like the classic travel move, but in Rome it is not the way things work. Taxis here do not cruise around the streets looking for passengers like in some other cities. If you try to hail one, you might be left standing there for ages while others zip past. The system in Rome is a bit different, and understanding it will save you time and hassle. The best way to get a taxi in Rome is by heading to an official taxi stand, which you can find in many busy areas like piazzas and major landmarks. These stands are marked and easy to spot with a line of taxis waiting for passengers. It is efficient, organized, and a lot less stressful. If you are not near a taxi stand, you can call a taxi service or use an app like My Taxi or Free Now to request one directly. These apps are a lifesaver when you are in a less touristy spot or late at night when taxi stands might not be as crowded. A few tips can make your taxi experience even smoother. Make sure you only take official taxis, which are white and have a taxi sign on top along with a license number. If someone approaches you offering a ride without these signs, avoid them, as they are likely unlicensed and may charge inflated prices. Before your ride starts, ensure the driver turns on the meter. If you have a destination in mind, mentioning the address in Italian can also make communication easier and avoid any mix-ups. Embracing how things work in Rome can make your trip a lot more enjoyable. By knowing where to find taxis and how to use them effectively, you will avoid unnecessary stress and feel more like a savvy traveler. It is all part of experiencing the city's unique rhythm and charm. Trust me, navigating like a local adds a whole new layer of fun to your Roman adventure. You will be cruising through the Eternal City like a pro in no time. Falling for tourist menu traps. Imagine strolling through the charming streets of Rome, your stomach growling as you pass restaurant after restaurant with outdoor seating and menus that promise the best pizza in town or a special tourist menu. It is tempting to plop down and order, especially when the setting feels so quintessentially Roman. But here is the thing. Those menus are not always what they seem, and falling for them could mean overpaying for food that is far from authentic. Tourist menus often feature set meals at what appear to be reasonable prices, but they can lack the freshness and flavors that make Italian cuisine so famous. Many of these places focus on quick turnover rather than quality, serving up dishes that cater to generic tastes instead of showcasing the bold and vibrant flavors locals love. You might find yourself eating a bland pasta or pizza that is far from the culinary magic you dreamed of. The reality is that authentic Roman cuisine thrives in the hidden gems and family-run trattorias off the beaten path. A great rule of thumb is to steer clear of restaurants with overly flashy signs, laminated photos of food, or pushy hosts trying to lure you in. Instead, look for places where Italians are dining, often tucked away on quieter streets. These are the spots where the food is cooked with care, and the menu reflects the season's freshest ingredients. Ordering a la carte rather than opting for a set menu is also a good way to experience the best dishes and flavors. Do not be afraid to ask for recommendations or explore local specialties like cacio e pepe or carbonara. Eating in Rome should feel like an adventure, not a transaction. By skipping the tourist traps and seeking out restaurants loved by locals, you will not only taste the true essence of Roman food, but also create unforgettable dining memories. Trust your instincts, follow your nose, and embrace the charm of getting lost in the search for the perfect plate of pasta. That is the real way to enjoy a meal in the Eternal City. Underestimating pickpockets. You might think you are safe in Rome's bustling streets, soaking in the charm of the Eternal City. But there is one thing you should never underestimate. Pickpockets are incredibly skilled here, especially in crowded areas like public transport, famous landmarks, and even busy piazzas. It is not about being paranoid. It is about being smart, so your Roman holiday does not come with an unwelcome surprise. Pickpockets work in teams and often use distractions to catch you off guard. Picture this. You are marveling at the Colosseum, someone bumps into you, and before you know it, your wallet is gone. They rely on tourists being engrossed in the sights and unaware of their surroundings. It is not uncommon to hear of people losing wallets, phones, or even passports. The best way to avoid this is by staying aware and keeping your belongings secure. A crossbody bag with a zipper or a money belt tucked under your clothes can make a world of difference. One of the easiest mistakes is carrying everything in your back pocket or leaving your bag wide open. That is practically an invitation for trouble. Keep your essentials in front of you and always close to your body. If you are taking public transport, especially during rush hour, hold your bag tight and keep your eyes peeled. You will often find pickpockets lurking near the entrances of buses and trains looking for distracted passengers. Do not let your guard down even for a second. Exploring Rome should be all about fun, food, and unforgettable moments, not worrying about stolen belongings. By taking simple precautions, you can enjoy the city stress-free. Keep a photocopy of your important documents, leave some valuables at your accommodation, and most importantly, stay alert. The best defense is a good offense, and with a little extra care you can outsmart even the craftiest pickpocket while savoring every moment of your Roman adventure. Expecting everything to run on time. When you are in Rome, one of the first things you need to adjust to is the pace of life. It is not the place where everything runs like clockwork. Trains might be late, buses may skip a stop, and appointments can be more of a suggestion than a hard deadline. This laid-back approach is part of the city's charm, but it can be a little frustrating if you are expecting everything to happen right on time. Instead of stressing, embrace the slower rhythm and let Rome show you its unique flow. Public transportation is one area where delays can catch you off guard. Buses may not always arrive as scheduled, and even the metro can have its hiccups. It is not uncommon for locals to casually shrug off a 15-minute delay as no big deal. To avoid frustration, plan for some extra time in your schedule. If you are heading to a must-see attraction or catching a tour, give yourself a cushion. That way, even if things run late, you can still make it without breaking a sweat. Restaurants and cafes are another example of Rome's relaxed attitude toward time. When you sit down for a meal, do not expect rushed service. In fact, the opposite is true. Dining in Rome is meant to be a leisurely experience. It is about savoring the food, enjoying the company, and soaking in the atmosphere. If you are in a hurry, a quick espresso at the bar might be your best bet. But if you want the full Roman dining experience, sit back, relax, and let the evening unfold at its own pace. The key to enjoying Rome is to adjust your mindset. This city operates on its own schedule, and part of the magic is learning to go with the flow. Instead of getting frustrated by delays, use them as an opportunity to slow down and appreciate your surroundings. Take an extra moment to enjoy that gelato, or admire the architecture around you. In Rome, time is not just measured by the clock, it is measured by the unforgettable memories you create along the way. Throwing coins incorrectly at the Trevi Fountain. Tossing a coin into the Trevi Fountain is one of those magical moments you absolutely have to experience in Rome. But believe it or not, there's a right way to do it. It is not just about making a wish and throwing any old coin into the water. This ritual has a tradition behind it that dates back years, and if you do it wrong, well, let's just say your Roman wish might not come true. Let's make sure you get it right so you can join the millions who've done this the proper way. The key to tossing your coin is all about the technique. You should stand with your back to the fountain, hold the coin in your right hand, and throw it over your left shoulder. This isn't just a random way to do it. It's a tradition that symbolizes your desire to return to Rome someday. People who don't follow this exact method might be missing out on the charm of the ritual. Plus, throwing it any other way just doesn't have the same cinematic flair. One of the biggest mistakes people make is treating the fountain like it's their personal wishing well. Tossing multiple coins or larger amounts won't bring you extra luck. Stick to just one coin and let the magic happen. And whatever you do, do not throw it carelessly or turn it into a competition with your friends. The Trevi Fountain is a historical and cultural treasure, not a place for silly games. Take a moment to soak in its beauty and respect the atmosphere while you toss your coin. When you participate in this tradition the right way, it becomes more than just a fun activity. It feels like you're connecting to Rome's history, joining countless visitors who've made their wishes here over centuries. It's a simple yet meaningful moment you'll remember long after your trip. So, take your time, follow the tradition, and toss your coin with a smile. Who knows, it might just work its magic and bring you back to this incredible city one day. That wraps up our guide to the 7 things you should never do in Rome. Avoiding these pitfalls will help you experience the Eternal City at its finest, from its iconic landmarks to its rich culture and cuisine. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Explore Edge. Hit that bell icon to stay tuned for more travel tips and adventures. Until next time, keep exploring the wonders of the world with us.